This is the Organic Transit Elf version 1.5 with a really cool paint job. And it's sort of a cross between a bicycle, an electric bike, and actually a recumbent trike, and almost like a light electric vehicle that's ready to haul stuff around for you, protect you from the sun, protect you from the elements, which we might experience here shortly. It's got these nice lights, it's got these fairings to keep you dry. It's just a really interesting and provocative vehicle, transporter, human transporter, that just solves a lot of, I don't know if problems or, you know, it addresses these opportunities where people might want to get around in a way that's affordable, that's environmentally friendly, exposes you to the community, and would mean that you don't need, you know, a license or insurance because this technically qualifies as a bicycle. So let me get into the specs. Standard on these is a 3-speed SRAM internally geared rear hub, but this one actually has a new Vinci hub, which is a continuously variable transmission, meaning you don't, it's not like first gear, second gear, it's smooth. So you have a whole range, and that means you can keep a cadence, a proper cadence that feels comfortable no matter what speed you're going at. So that's cool. And that's done on that left grip there. On the right grip, we've got a thumb throttle, and this activates this hub motor, but it's not actually in a hub. It's sort of a center drive. They've mounted it in the middle of the bike, sort of right here. It pulls a chain, sort of stays out of the way, and experiences less trauma when you go over bumps and stuff. And that chain pulls on this side of the wheel. So there's the human-powered side, and there's the electric side. And it's neat. Both of them freewheel, so you're not experiencing a lot of drag. This one has an upgraded Avid 200mm disc brake in the rear, as well as nice disc brakes in the front when you go inside. It's also got these nice wheel covers, which sort of, they make the bike more visible, right? It's more substantial when you look at it from the side versus the versions that just have spokes. So that's kind of cool, and maybe a little bit of aerodynamic efficiency. But as you'll see here, there's no door, and I think you can get them, but it's designed to sort of sheet water away, not get you too wet inside. But by having it open like this, you can hear a little bit better, and the crosswinds aren't going to, you know, kind of shake you around, because these are pretty light. It's like about 150 pounds depending on the options, and you know, plus you. And I think the cargo capacity is about 350 pounds. So let's get into that. Let's talk about what you can haul with this. This is how you open the trunk. Goes up here and velcros, which is pretty cool. Just kind of stuff that in there, and then kind of lift this cover. Look at that. There's these two pails right here. Each of these could probably carry a couple grocery sacks, and the controller and everything is tucked away right back there, nice, and you know, it's not exposed or anything. It's pretty well protected, and you could even stack stuff on top of this. So that's really cool. And again, they've just got a bunch of different editions and versions, or try to fit like car seats, and there's one they're trying to make it where you can transport a couple people, and they're working on like a truck version and stuff. But the 1.5, it really steps it up in terms of the motor being direct drive. It's a little bit quieter, and it's custom made to be high torque. So direct drive means it's just using magnets, but by sort of gearing it with this chain, they're able to accomplish a lot of torque still, because that's one of the drawbacks with direct drive. The battery pack is in the middle of the frame, which is cool. Kind of keeps the weight balanced right there. And it comes standard with a 48 volt, 10 amp hour, and they're using the 18650 cells like you have in electric cars now. They're really lightweight, efficient, and they have a lot of charge cycles before they start to wear out. So they're using high quality stuff, and as you can see, they're connected to that solar panel up here. So they have different ones, but 60 watt or 100 watt, you could effectively charge this in like 6 to 8 hours, just kind of leaving it outside, and that's just awesome. Talk about, you know, independence. Having something like this could really change someone's life as a way to get around. And of course, you know, you've got the ability to pedal and, you know, stay active, that kind of thing. So we've talked about the drive system a little bit, talked about the options for pedaling, and it is exposed down there, so you know, you keep your feet up and everything. We got the mirrors, the lights are very cool, and the turn signals. So that's kind of what that looks like. right? Let's go ahead and take a ride. And I should say there's a horn. Look at that. That's a fun one. So I'm looking at the app and you can see it sort of reflecting off the windshield. These guys are working on a design to basically, it's kind of like, I don't know, what was that movie, like Minority Report or whatever? You've got those clear screens and you're kind of setting it up to have a heads-up display while you're driving. And it's got a day and night mode, which is cool. In addition to this sort of GPS navigation system, it's got your miles per hour, all that using GPS, and then it tells you how many calories you're burning as well as CO2 that you're saving. So kind of a neat new feature there. So to get in, maybe like grab the brake, step across like this, right, sit down, and now you're all set to pedal. I'm gonna get it in the lowest gear, unlock the brake over here, and just take off. There we go, pedaling. Nice. And this is just me right now, just cruising along. It really feels different than a bicycle because I'm surrounded by the bicycle. You can see out the rear window, sort of. Still just pedaling along. Use the turn signal. Woohoo! And you can hear it kind of echoing around a little bit. But for the most part, look at that, there's a brake test. It's doing just fine. This is the flat, so let's gun it. Brake test, not bad. Handles pretty well. And you don't have to worry about tipping over like a bicycle. It has these rubber shock absorbers in the front, and they're pretty cool. They quiet down the ride, and of course they sort of soften the bumps, you know, if you hit potholes or cracks and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of that. This one's sort of set up to be maybe like passenger ready, and again, it's experimental, but in the other ones they have these buckets and like a shelf, and you can carry, you know, 6-8 bags of groceries if you use the dash storage area, which again is stripped out on this one. Really just focusing on the suspension, the upgraded motor, and then I think it has sort of an improved steering mechanism, which is cool. So here we go. Look at that. That's all throttle. Go ahead and start pedaling. And I can definitely feel the suspension a little bit in this one. It's noisier than a traditional bike because you've got that canopy going on above you, sort of rattling around, but it, you know, gets the job done. Let's see here. Decent turning radius. Oh, we're gonna make it. Yeah, look at that. We made it. I'll try to hang my... There we go. Really doing some bump tests there. There we go. Feels nice. It's nice and calm in here, and then I feel the wind outside. Let's see. There we go. Here's the back kind of looks like. It is a prototype, so I think the back's rattling a little bit more than normal. I love the rear view mirrors. Yeah, it definitely feels like a little vehicle. Okay, this is a hill here. Gonna get ready from stop. There we go. I'm climbing. It's working. No problem. No problem. It's impressive. You know, a lot of bikes struggle with hills, but the way they've got this thing set up, it's actually pretty substantial. Pretty impressive. Whoa, okay, here we go. Speed test. Well, those are kind of all the specs. You know, something like this that's I guess applicable in so many different situations. maybe you're going to the farmer's market, or you're just getting around your neighborhood, but being able to transport stuff, maybe even a second person, you know, depending on the version, and charging it outside, it's amazing what you can accomplish. And the price on these is pretty good. They're electric bikes that are like, you know, just a bicycle. They don't have the, you know, this cage and everything around you. It's a neat bike. Obviously not for everyone. I don't know how I'd feel cruising around on like a bike path with this, but it's enough of a bike, and it qualifies with the gears and with the, you know, the limited top speed that, I don't know, it's an interesting product, and it's really cool to see it. These guys are very sustainable in the way they do business, and a lot of this stuff's locally produced. So yeah, that's the Organic Transit ELF V1.5. For more on this and other electric bikes, I'll see you back at ElectricBikeReview.com.